Having a dog with separation anxiety can be an absolute nightmare, but in this video I am going to show you 3 different tips you can do with your dog that will hopefully save you a lot of aggravation. Now let's get straight into it. The first thing I want you to do is to modify and check, if necessary, your behavior. Do not make a fuss out of the whole situation. If every time you leave the house you give your dog a bit of a pep talk, it is time for you to stop. No more good boy, good girl, daddy or mummy is gonna go to work and we're gonna come back and now this and now that. What you are doing is elevating the dog's energy levels. What you are communicating, maybe even without you realizing, is that something is about to change, that something is about to go down, though little might that be. So the first thing I want you to do is check your own behavior. How do you behave around your dog when you are trying to leave your house? No more making a fuss every time you leave or you are about to leave. And the same goes for your family. It is no good riling yourself up or riling your kids up before you leave the house and get the dog on an elevated energy level. The first step for you is to calm down. The second tip I want you to give you is for you to do some training around the house and for you to leave your dog in a separate room to which the one you are currently at. So if you are in the main room and your dog is in a separate room, how can we keep that relationship? How can we train our dog to be comfortable in a separate room? Because if your dog has to be in the same room as you are every single time, well, guess what? Anytime you are going to leave, your dog is going to feel anxious and compelled to follow you and to know where you are going. And that will give you anxiety and it will give your dog anxiety. The way you can do this is with treats. Make sure you leave your dog in a separate room and you come back every so often. You can try leaving your dog for longer periods of time in a separate room and then go back and reward them and pet good behavior. What we are trying to do with our dogs is always reward good behavior and ignore bad behavior. So if your dog is getting anxious or reactive whilst we are doing something and we do not like their behavior, the best thing we can do is to completely ignore that behavior, because any reaction, any adverse reaction or good reaction is going to give our dogs the impression that they can get a reaction from us. Tip number 3 has to do with patience and habit. Now let me tell you, even if you train your dog and even if you lower your energy levels and even if you do everything by the book for 2 or 3 days in a row, well, guess what? Your dog is a creature of habit and you have to train that behavior. So you have to be patient and you have to train your dog on a recurring basis. It is no good to do it just once or twice or 3 times. This will have to be an ongoing thing. The more consistent you are, the easier this is going to be. But in our experience, those 3 tips always work. First, do not make a fuss and try to lower down the whole energy levels of you and your dog. The second one is do some training whereby you leave your dog in a separate room and for your dog to be comfortable in a room that is not the one you are in. And number 3, and arguably the biggest one, is for you to be consistent. Consistency, consistency, consistency. Go back, rewatch the video and put these 3 things into place because they are surely going to help. Let me know what you think. Please like, please subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.